Okay, we have completed the first three different types of tubes using cylinder and sweep. Next one I'm going to do is the 3D wireframe spline. I think this one's kind of a fun one. So this one here was the last one we did. We will go ahead and let's hide this and the spline. Make this my in-work object. And I'm going to go to my ISO view. And I'm going to show you a new function I think is kind of fun for you. Under wireframe, instead of just regular old lines, we can use something called Polyline to create lines on the fly. So I'm going to right click under the point, which is weird because they don't have that plus button like we do with splines. So it seems inconsistent on V5 and on 3D Experience when it comes to Polyline, where it says point. You can right click and insert a point on the fly. And I'll do coordinates this time, and we'll just start at 0, 0. Okay, and then I'm going to create another point. I'm going to keep the numbers easy for me to remember. So I'm just going to go 5 inches in the X. We'll create another point. It's going to remember X is at 5, so I'll just add a 5 in the Y. And then I'm going to create another point. I'm just trying to make it easy for you to duplicate. I'll just create another 5 here. See how easy that was? And then let's just, for kicks, go 10 and 10. Okay? Wait a sec. I wanted to, under point 2, I'm going to add 9/16 radius. So let's do 9 divided by 16. And then point 3, which is this point here, 9 divided by 16. And hit tab, don't hit enter, it will stop it. Why can't I create a corner here or a corner here at point 1 and 4? Well, there's no line to put a corner between. So let's go ahead and add some more points. Insert another point. Let's make this 10. See how easy I'm keeping the numbers? We'll add another point. Let's make Y 10 now. Guess what I'm going to do to Z? You guessed it, hopefully. We're just going to go 10 and 10. So here's your three-dimensional shape here. For point number 4, I can now add 9/16. Remember not to hit enter. You can just click on the next one, and it'll automatically take. And I do 9 divided by 16. All right. Let's do something crazy. Let's add another point. It's giving me my dimensions, the last place I was at. Let's go 15 and 15. See where that's going to take me. Oh, and we'll go 15 again. So we'll go up at an angle. I'll select OK. Oh, why don't I see my line there? What happened? This should be 0.8. I'm going to try and click on 0.8 there. What is going on there? I'm going to say okay. I just want to see what happened there. I don't know why I don't see my other point. I'll just try and double click that real quick and see if I can insert another point. I don't know what happened there. I must have clicked off something without realizing it. And let's put in another 9/16 radius. Oops. Let's double click that polyline. Yep, they're all good. It's just that I'm coming off at some sharp angle there. So my 9/16 at a side view didn't look like there was much of a radius, but there is. All right. What I'm going to do now is create a surface. You can generate a sweep surface of your choice. I'm going to create a sweep surface. We'll do a 1/4 inch and I'll hit preview. So now I got a hydraulic run with a 1/4 inch tube. Just for fun, I can beef it up to a 1/2 inch. So what would happen if I went with a 1 inch radius? Okay, at some point, see these green circles? They're going to zero themselves out and they're going to hit. If I go to 1.75 and hit preview, too big. They're crisscrossing, outer normal, inverted error. Doesn't like it. Let's go back to 1.5, preview, still too big. Let's go back to 1, preview, and see who's able to handle that. So I can only go so big on that. We'll go ahead and shrink this up now that you've seen it. Let's go 9 divided by 16 and hit tab and hit preview. Oh, 9 divided by 16. See, they're going to touch because I use 9/16 radius. Let's go 1/4 inch radius. Oh, shoot. I had to hit preview that and select OK. All right. So now what we have, what looks like is a tube, but it's not. There's no material here. It's infinitely thin. Therefore, water can't really go through it. Nothing can go through it. It's hollow, if you will, but there's no outside skin at all. To actually make it a tube run, even though it might be really thin material, it has to be some kind of material. So what you have to do is, I'm in generative wireframe and surfacing. Generative wireframe and surfacing is for building construction geometry, such as this tube run. Now I want to make it a solid entity. So what I'll do, we'll go to 3D and hit part design. And I'm out of generative shape design workbench application, and now in top says part design work application. This is where we've learned to create solids. Okay, so with this tube, I want to actually make it a solid run. Step 1, make the part body the in-work object. Now that the part body is in-work object, I can use this closed surface, pick this surface here, select OK. I can hide my geometrical set. And what we're looking at now is I actually have a solid. See, it's not hollow anymore. This is a solid. Well, not a lot of fluid's getting through this tube. So what we want to do is draft or shell that out. I'll shell out both ends. And we'll get that. Let's go with the 1/8 inch thick material and hit preview. I just have to hit tab. I guess we're going to have faith here and say OK. Oh yeah, that's going to be really thick too. Let's do this. Let's double click that shell. let's go with 1/32 and hit tab. Select OK. Now I've got a tube, maybe it's a hydraulic run. We've just learned how to build a three-dimensional tube using line polyline, closing off the solid to make it an actual solid entity so it would have density, and then hollow out that tube. And that's going to be the final exercise for the tubes. Once you've created that, you'll create your solid. Make your comparison. What are these now from V5 to the 3D experience? We will do this exercise at a later time. So that's what it looked like in V5. If you want to challenge yourself later on, I created a bunch of points going a bunch of weird directions to create a bunch of curvature to my spine. I use spline to do that, not polyline. That concludes our exercise on making tubes. Have fun with that, and good luck to you.